if you are serious about accomplishing your 2026 goals. You do these things, I promise you, your life will be substantially better. Number one, start tracking your calories. It's the number one thing that will make all your fitness goals so much more easier to accomplish. There's people who don't track their calories and are in good shape, but everyone who's in bad shape does not track their calories. And everyone I know who's in elite shape tracks them, or they're like 24 or something, and they got good genetics. But listen, you're not gonna look like me at age 43 if you're not tracking your calories. I don't care what kind of gear you take. I don't care what type of drugs you on, peptides, testosterone, trend. You know, on trend and all types of other, they make YouTube videos, they're open about it, and they ain't in the same shape as me. And they're younger than me. They don't track calories, man. It's the number one thing you can do. People act like it's the most difficult in the world. It's easy as fuck, bro. Download MyFitnessPal, start tracking that. The beauty of it is with AI, you don't even have to get crazy like me. I keep a scale with me everywhere I go. I have one of them little man bags. You know, I have several Louis bags, Fendi bags, you know what I'm saying? I keep the scale in there right next to the extra magazines and other artillery, but you don't even have to do that shit. Like you can literally take a picture, upload it to ChatGPT, yo, tell me how many ounces this is. It gives you an estimate I believe is adequate. It's within a margin of error that I'm comfortable with. And you can just do that and track your calories. There was a study done by Duke University, and all they had people do was track their calories. They didn't give them no diet. They didn't give them no workout plan. They said, you fat boys just track your calories with MyFitnessPal. And they started tracking their calories. Over the course of 90 days, they lost on average 5 pounds of fat. Now that's not a crazy amount, right? But you gotta remember, they had no diet, no plan. They had nothing. All they did was track their calories. The reason that works is because once people start tracking their calories, they're typically pretty surprised at how many calories are in the foods they're eating. Sometimes when people are trying to gain weight, they say, man, I eat a lot. How much? Oh, I don't know. They don't know their fucking calories. They don't know their fucking how much protein they're getting. They're surprised that they're not getting enough. Like my girl, she's working out, trying to get that ass even fatter for your boy, and she needs a gram of protein per pound of body weight. She was been shocked that she ain't been coming close for years. Her whole fucking life. On the flip side of that, fat people, they're super surprised. Damn, I can't believe this is that many calories, right? You need to become cognizant of it, and you need to see it every day. Just start tracking your calories. Get MyFitnessPal. You don't even need a fucking food scale anymore. Take a picture of that shit, put it up to ChatGPT or Gemini or Gronk if you nasty. It'll tell you exactly how many calories shit is. The next thing you need to do is raise your standards. And what I mean by that is, in life, you're not gonna get what you want. You're gonna get what you have to have. I want you to think about all the goals you've ever tried to accomplish in your life that you did not accomplish. Were they like just good ideas? Was it something you wanted? Or was it something you had to have? Was it a fucking must? I think we know the answer to that. If you did not accomplish the goal, then it wasn't something that you had to have. It wasn't a must. It was a good idea, something you wanted to do. We need to change our wants to must, right? Your life is a reflection of your standards. You won't rise to your ambition. You're gonna fall to your standards. It's not about being more ambitious. It's about raising your standards, what you will accept. So instead of saying, yo, I want to make 10K a month, say, no, I will not accept anything less than 10K a month, and act accordingly. And you will accomplish those things. If you have to have it, you will accomplish it. That's a different mindset. That's different than somebody who just, oh man, I wish I could do this. I want to do that. Nah, man, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to accomplish this. I'm trying to get in shape. I'm trying to make money. Nah, you sound like a tri-baby. Get dead serious about your shit. Step number 3, set your goals differently. Most people set goals like fucking bitches. Think about, what do I have to do to accomplish this goal? And I think that's like a pussy way of going out of it. What you want to do is think, what amount of effort would I have to put in that will make it impossible for me to fail? That's a whole different mindset. Some of y'all know that I play guitar, and I remember I had a guitar teacher, this might have been like 15 years ago. He was helping me get ready for this event. I got hired to play guitar for some singer. It was like a little gig I was doing, and the material was a little more difficult than what I was used to. There were some different chords, like jazz chords, minor 7s and major 7s, and some chords I wasn't as familiar with. The teacher, he got me to get it, and the first time I got through, I was super excited, like, man, I got this shit. And I was feeling good, and he was like, nah, man, I don't think you understand. Amateurs practice until they get it right. Professionals practice till they can't get it wrong. And that's a whole different mindset, right? It's not doing it till I get it right, doing it till I can't get it wrong. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I did. I practiced till I couldn't get it wrong anymore, not till I could get it right. That's how I kind of developed this mindset of, oh, when I go after any of my goals, I need to put in kind of effort that will make it impossible for me to fail. Step 4 is you're gonna have to be willing to sacrifice. Because once you look at this list of things you have to do to make it impossible to fail, you're gonna realize, fuck, this is gonna take a lot. It's not necessarily doing things that people have a problem with. It's what they have to give up, right? Especially young men. Like a lot of you guys, you don't have a problem doing stuff. It's what you have to give up, right? So you might have to give up video games momentarily. You might have to give up watching your favorite shows or sports or some shit like that. You might have to sacrifice these things. And a lot of you guys, you might look at what you have to give up and think, ooh, I don't think I want it that bad. And here's the thing. That's okay. Like if you realize you don't want it that bad, then make peace with that and pick a different goal. I've done that before. I remember there was one point in my life I thought it would be cool if I was a doctor. They'd be like, yo, man, bitches calling me Dr. Carter, man. I'm out here fucking nurses and shit, getting it in, making money, saving lives and shit. That's what I was thinking. That's what my teenage brain thought would be a good idea. Then I realized as I was looking into it, how long they have to go to school. Oh, so they got to go do undergrad, then they got to go to med school, then they got to do residency for years, then they're a doctor. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I said, you know, I'm not willing to do all that. And I'm not a doctor. What I don't do is I don't bitch about it, right? When I see other doctors, I don't be like, oh man, he's lucky because he did it. Or, you know, man, he got in because of DEI or make up some fucking bullshit as to why someone else accomplished what I wanted. If I really wanted it, nothing would have been able to stop me from getting it. And you're like that too. Like I'm not better than you. You just don't know how good you can be because you never went all out. But once you do that, as long as you're not like legitimately, then you have tons of potential that hasn't been unleashed, but you haven't unleashed it yet because you're not willing to sacrifice what it takes to do it. Once you make your game plan that would make it impossible for you to fail at your goal, then you got to make a list of the things you have to sacrifice. And you have to really be honest with yourself. Am I willing to sacrifice this to accomplish this goal? Here's one thing you should understand. You should be very clear. If you do not sacrifice for your goals, then your goals become the sacrifice. It's the sacrifice either way, right? You're either going to sacrifice your goals or you're going to sacrifice momentary pleasures, comfort, things of that nature. But it's always a sacrifice. Next habit you need to cultivate in order to accomplish your 2026 goal. A lot of y'all knew this was coming. If you've been watching any of my content for any amount of time, start planning every hour of every day in your calendar. I promise, if you do this, you will accomplish way more in the next 90 days than you did all last year. That is not an exaggeration at all. Time is your most valuable asset. People say that all the time, but then they're not managing it correctly, right? They're just doing it fucking anything with their time, as opposed to actually getting serious about managing what they say is the most important asset. If what you say is true and this time is the most important asset you have, then shouldn't you act accordingly? You see this, man? Every hour of every day is planned out, homie. I have videos on how to do this. If you want to check it out, plan every hour of every day in your calendar. If you do not do this, it's going to be difficult for you to really rise to your potential. Honestly, don't think I'm better than you or anyone else. I've just found different ways to bring more of my potential to the surface. It's not something that's beyond your capabilities, as long as you're not retarded. Like, and I mean that in the most literal sense. Like, if your IQ is above 75, you can do this. The reason you haven't developed your full potential is because you haven't used your time appropriately. Bruce Lee said, don't waste time. Time is what life is made of. So you want to start planning every hour, every day in your calendar, man. And once you start doing that, you'll get so much more done each day. I've seen people come back and tell me that one day of doing this, they've accomplished more that day than they did full weeks. Every hour gets accounted for. And I'm not telling you can't have recreation or you can't have fun or whatever the fuck you consider fun. I'm just telling you put it in your calendar. Right? I'm not telling you not to spend time with your family. I'm telling you to plan it. But here's what's going to happen. Not only will you get way more done, almost all your bad habits will disappear. Because if every hour of your calendar is accounted for and you're only putting in things that are important to you, you won't put in the stuff that you're trying not to do. You won't put in video games unless that's part of your goals, right? I mean, you can, but you probably won't put video games in your calendar. You probably won't put gooning in your calendar, right? If you're trying to abstain from gooning, fucking getting high, smoking weed, drinking, doing fucking recreational drugs, that shit won't be in your calendar. So the likelihood of you doing it gets decreased substantially. I stopped drinking and smoking weed and all this shit over 10 years ago. Like next year's gonna be year 11. But I didn't make a big ceremony about it. It happened on accident because I was planning every hour of every day in my calendar. I just noticed, oh shit, I haven't fucking drank in like 4 or 5 months. And then I was like, I might as well just fucking stop. Like I didn't even miss it. I didn't even notice I had stopped doing it. Like that's one of the underrated parts of planning every day, hour of every day in your calendar. A mark of maturity is being able to delay gratification, right? Think about babies. You ever see baby, if it wants to eat, it's gonna fucking cry, throw a fit. It wants to eat right now. It's gonna throw a fucking fit. It's gonna act crazy until it gets some fucking titty milk. If a baby wants a fucking toy, it wants it fucking now. A toddler wants that toy now. He don't understand that you can't get it right now, man. That toddler gonna cry until he learns, right? As you mature, you're supposed to be able to delay these gratifications, right? If you can't do that, you are not as mature as you think you are. If you can't sacrifice momentary pleasure for your future goal, you are not as mature as you think you are. I think it's a real sign of maturity, the ability to delay gratification. If you sacrifice momentary pleasures now for your long-term goals, once you accomplish those long-term goals, you can get a better version of those things. The women you pass up on your way to success, you can get better bitches once you get successful. Better, higher quality chicks, you know what I'm saying? Instead of fucking hood rats. Like you pass up the hood rats with tattoos on their neck and fucking colored hair, and then you can get like classy, like hot women, you know? If you like smoking weed, right, you can pass up the fucking bullshit weed with the seeds in it that your homies got, right? You get the best shit once you get successful, right? Again, like I told you, when I was going hard, I didn't watch no sports. I didn't go to no games, nothing like that. Now I sit courtside at the games. I live next to the arena. You get a better version of it. The vacations I missed out on, I would have been flying fucking Spirit or the Southwest, sharing the Airbnb with 30 other motherfuckers. Now I fly first class, sometimes private, stay at the fucking villa, and the suites and shit is greater later. If you can sacrifice momentary pleasure for the fucking future, that is a sign of maturity. And if you can't do that, just know, if you don't sacrifice for your goals become the sacrifice. I got a free book for y'all. It's in the description. How to make your first 5K as an online trainer. You know, I made my first $1 million as an online trainer, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it too. You can click the link in the description. You can download it for free. I've helped over 15,000 people build successful online fitness businesses. Some of them y'all know. Some of them are just regular people, and now they make fucking between 10 to 20K training people online. They don't even have huge followings, right? If you wanna learn how to do that, go ahead and click that link in the description.